Peanut, and why did I forget your name?
Dexter.
Dexter. Yes, and you can see they are all over me, literally. They have no respect for personal space.
Nope.
So I'm going to show the Guardian off camera how to use the escalating consequences to define personal space and help the dog start to practice this. But in this video, what I wanted to go over was a lot of people create a scenario where their dogs compete for attention. And then you get this situation where if I'm petting one dog, the other dog comes up, correct? So what I want to do is, what I'm going to talk about here, I have treats here, which is just making it even worse. So if I give them a treat right now, I'm rewarding them for invading my personal space. And you can see they're competing to try to snatch that treat first. Who can break the rule first? Careful, your finger might be getting in the way right now. So I'm going to have you watch me through the video deal, so make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, so I had one woman that she put her thumb the whole half of the deal. So basically, and I've got the dogs on leashes now because they're really high energy. You should not have your dogs walking around on a leash like this unless they're supervised. They are supervised here, but just a little tip at home. All right, so if I'm petting one dog and the other dog comes up, and I'm going to kind of achieve it right here, I'm going to use this leash to keep Peanut here. Come here, sweetheart. Whoops, I don't want to keep you that close. All right, and I'm going to throw a treat over here to get him to go over there and get it. So if I'm petting her, and then he comes up and sees this, I'm going to put my thumb through the collar, and I'm going to hold him at the edge. So I'm not going to pet him. I'm going to continue giving her all the attention because I was giving her my full attention first. Now, if he protests like he is now, when I get done petting her, I do not pet him. Otherwise, anything your dog is doing when you pet it is what you're rewarding and reinforcing. And so if I pet him when he comes over and invades my space while I'm petting her, I'm allowing him to do something inappropriate. Number one, I'm not setting proper structure for him. The other thing is if I'm giving her my full attention, he comes over and starts nudging like this, and then I pet them both, now I'm letting him steal from her. Because I was giving her 100%, now I'm giving her 50%. And now, the next time this happens, she's going to do the same thing when I'm petting him. And so you create, again, competition for affection and attention, but they're breaking all the rules in order to do that. So if I start holding him off to the side, and again, if I do this and he is cooperative and he doesn't protest and I'm able to pet her, and he's like this, then when I get done petting her, then I turn and give him my full attention. And if I have to, I do the same sort of thing for her, and I give him my full attention. So I determine who I'm giving affection and attention to. Now, I have a friend who's a trainer at the Humane Society, and she deals with, I laugh because we deal with different problems that people have. But Julie is her name, and she's an awesome trainer. She only uses positive reinforcement, but she deals with a lot of people whose dogs don't trust them, and they're not providing them with proper affection and that sort of thing. And so dogs feel like abandoned or things like that. In my experience, most of my clients have the opposite problem. They pet their dog too much, and that's what's going on here. He is so insecure, he doesn't know how to handle himself if he's not on top of us. And I don't want to be forceful with him, but I also can't let him be forceful with us. In this house, we have special needs people that are here. And so he needs to be closer to a service dog or a therapy dog in terms of his behavior and not doing this sort of nudgy, insecure, I have to be touching you at all times sort of behavior. This little exercise will help them understand just because some affection's being given out doesn't mean it's affection for everybody. And matter of fact, if I display good behavior, then I will get attention. But if I try to take the attention that I'm giving to another dog, then I guarantee will not get it. That's one way to make sure I don't get the attention. But if I just demonstrate these good behaviors, and these are things that we can enhance through petting with a purpose and passive training to help the dogs understand the things that we want them to do, because that's what causes us to pet them. If you're curious what petting with a purpose or passive training is, search for it on Doggone Problems. You can come up with a bunch of videos that'll show you how to do it. But in this one, like I said, we want to get in the habit. Well, one other thing before I summarize this, when a dog climbs up on you or paws at you like this is a clear lack of respect. I don't know if you can see his paw. He's putting his paw on my chest right now. So that's a lack of respect for me as an authority figure. Like, we wouldn't go do that to our boss and just touch them inappropriately, even if it's not, we don't mean anything bad by it. There's certain rules and decorums that are involved. And the dogs, in order to see us as authority figures, we can't allow them to jump up on us. Now, if it's a day where I want to invite the dog up and I make this invitation like that, that's okay. I made the decision. But right now, these dogs are jumping up whenever they want to.
Right.
And if he jumps up, then she's going to jump up. And if he jumps up on my lap, she's going to jump up on my shoulder. It's how can I one-up them and it becomes a escalating, or it just becomes a vicious cycle. So the more that you can start providing dogs with affection under your direction and not under their directive, the more that they will start sitting in front of you, sit like that, and they'll start asking for attention through demonstrations of good behavior. So this is how you can actually withhold a little affection to get your dogs to actually behave a little bit better.